What if there was a place on Earth where nature still feels completely untouched by time? A country where giant mountains rise straight out of icy oceans, where waterfalls fall from cliffs that disappear into the clouds, and where the sky itself can suddenly burst into waves of glowing green light. A place so beautiful, so dramatic, and so peaceful that it almost doesn't seem real. This is Norway. A country where nature is not just something people admire, it's something people live inside. A land shaped by glaciers, storms, oceans, darkness, and light. A place where the environment still feels bigger, stronger, and more powerful than humanity itself. And once people experience Norway, they rarely forget it. The first thing that surprises visitors is the sheer scale of the landscape. Photos never fully prepare you for it. Everything feels larger than expected. The mountains are steeper. The valleys are deeper. The water is clearer. Even the silence feels bigger somehow. Driving through Norway can feel like moving through a fantasy world. One moment you're surrounded by forests so dense they seem endless. The next, you emerge beside towering cliffs dropping straight into perfectly calm water. Around every turn, the scenery changes completely. Tiny villages appear beneath enormous mountain walls. Rivers rush through green valleys carved by ancient ice. Snow-covered peaks rise in the distance even during warmer seasons, glowing beneath shifting clouds. The landscape feels alive. That's because Norway was shaped by some of the most powerful natural forces on Earth. During the Ice Age, enormous glaciers slowly moved across the land, crushing rock and carving deep valleys over thousands of years. When the ice finally melted, the sea flooded those valleys, creating dramatic waterways surrounded by vertical cliffs and rugged mountains. These formations are now some of the most recognizable natural landscapes in the world. And yet, no matter how famous Norway becomes, it still feels wild. There are huge areas where human presence seems almost invisible. Vast mountain plateaus stretch for miles without roads or buildings. Dense forests cover remote valleys where nature dominates completely. Along the coastline, isolated communities sit between the ocean and the mountains, connected by winding roads, ferries, and tunnels carved through solid rock. Norway's relationship with nature has always been one of respect. People here understand that the environment is beautiful, but also powerful and unpredictable. Weather changes quickly. Storms move in suddenly. Winters can be harsh and unforgiving. But instead of trying to conquer nature, Norwegian culture learned to adapt to it. That mindset still exists today. In Norway, spending time outdoors is considered essential. People hike through mountains in summer, ski across snowy landscapes in winter, and spend countless hours surrounded by forests, lakes, and coastlines throughout the year. There's even a deep cultural belief that nature belongs to everyone, that people should be free to explore the wilderness responsibly and experience the land directly. And perhaps nowhere does Norway feel more magical than during summer. In the northern parts of the country, the sun barely sets for weeks. Imagine standing outside at midnight while the sky still glows gold and orange like an endless sunset. Birds continue singing. Water reflects soft sunlight through the night. Children play outside long past what would normally be bedtime. Time itself begins to feel strange because darkness never fully arrives. The effect this has on people is incredible. Energy levels change. Sleep patterns shift. Life stretches outward into the night. Hikers climb mountains at midnight beneath glowing skies. Fishermen head out onto silent water under a sun that refuses to disappear. Entire communities feel awake almost around the clock. But if summer in Norway feels magical, winter feels almost mythical. As temperatures fall and snow begins covering the mountains and forests, the country transforms completely. days become shorter. In some northern areas, sunlight disappears almost entirely for long periods. Darkness settles across the landscape, creating an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the world. And then the sky begins to dance. The northern lights are one of nature's greatest spectacles, and Norway is one of the best places on Earth to witness them. Green waves ripple silently overhead. Purple and blue streaks move across the stars like flowing curtains of light. Sometimes the lights appear faint and distant. Other times they explode across the entire sky, moving so vividly it feels unreal. For many people, seeing the northern lights becomes an emotional experience. Not because of how bright they are, but because of how alive they feel. Watching the sky move in complete silence above frozen landscapes creates a sense of awe that's difficult to describe. And beneath those skies, winter life continues. Warm lights glow from homes surrounded by snowdrifts. Smoke rises from chimneys into cold Arctic air. Roads cut through frozen valleys while storms sweep across distant mountains. There's a sense of calm in Norway during winter, a stillness that feels almost sacred. But Norway is not only a country of wilderness and dramatic weather. It's also one of the most developed and forward-thinking nations in the world. Despite its rugged geography and relatively small population, Norway consistently ranks among the happiest, safest, and wealthiest countries on Earth. The country has invested heavily in education, healthcare, renewable energy, and sustainability. Cities are clean, modern, and carefully designed to blend with the surrounding environment rather than overpower it. What makes Norway unique is how successfully it balances modern life with nature. In many parts of the world, development often comes at the cost of the environment. Forests disappear. Rivers become polluted. Wildlife retreats further away from human civilization. But Norway has worked hard to preserve much of its natural beauty while still maintaining a high quality of life. This balance creates a way of living that many people around the world admire. Even in urban areas, nature remains close. Parks, forests, coastlines, and hiking trails are woven into daily life. Public transportation is efficient. Sustainability is taken seriously. Clean energy powers much of the country. There's a strong sense that progress and environmental responsibility should exist together. And then there's the culture itself. Norwegian culture is often described as quiet, calm, and deeply connected to simplicity. Flashiness and excess are generally less important than balance, comfort, and quality of life. People value personal space, honesty, equality, and time spent outdoors. There's also a strong sense of trust within society, something many visitors notice almost immediately. But beneath that calm exterior lies a history filled with survival and resilience. For centuries, life in Norway required strength and adaptability. Communities survived long winters, rough seas, and isolated conditions. People depended on fishing, farming, and exploration to endure. The ocean became both a lifeline and a danger. Storms shaped entire generations. That history helped create a culture built around endurance, cooperation, and respect for nature's power. Even ancient stories from the region reflect this relationship with the environment. Legends of gods, giants, sea creatures, and powerful natural forces were inspired by the dramatic landscapes surrounding people every day. When you stand beneath massive cliffs during a thunderstorm or watch the northern lights move across the sky, it becomes easy to understand why ancient people believed the world was filled with supernatural forces. Because Norway often feels supernatural. Fog rolls through valleys like something from a dream. Waterfalls appear suddenly beside winding mountain roads. Snowstorms transform entire landscapes overnight. During certain moments, the scenery becomes so beautiful that it feels almost impossible to process fully. And perhaps that's why Norway affects people so deeply. It reminds people how small they are. Modern life often creates the illusion that humans control everything. Cities grow endlessly. Technology surrounds us constantly. Noise fills every moment. But Norway breaks that illusion. In Norway, nature still sets the rules. Mountains decide where roads can go. Weather determines daily life. Darkness changes entire seasons. The environment remains powerful enough to command respect. And strangely, people often find comfort in that. Standing alone beside enormous cliffs or beneath an endless northern sky creates perspective. Problems that once felt overwhelming suddenly seem smaller. The constant noise of everyday life fades away. For a moment, people reconnect with something older and deeper than modern routines. That emotional connection is difficult to explain unless you've experienced it yourself. Norway is not a country built around spectacle in the traditional sense. It doesn't overwhelm visitors with giant crowds, non-stop entertainment, or artificial attractions. Its power comes from something quieter. Something more natural. It comes from silence. From space. From light reflecting across still water. From snow falling in complete darkness. From mountains disappearing into clouds. From skies that glow in the middle of the night. And from the feeling that somewhere in this vast landscape, nature still exists exactly as it did thousands of years ago. There are beautiful places all over the world. Tropical islands. Ancient cities. Massive deserts. Rainforests filled with life. But Norway offers a different kind of beauty, one that feels raw, cold, ancient, and deeply emotional. It's the kind of place that stays in people's minds long after they leave. Because Norway doesn't simply show you nature. It reminds you what nature truly is.